Hey guys, welcome along to the first ever episode, the debut episode of Fulham and Beyond. My name is Tim, this is my co-presenter Kai. Pretty much we've decided to start this show because we've been watching a lot of football over the last year. Primarily Fulham because I've been a big Fulham fan since 2002. Kai obviously a new one since 1 year.
Yeah, since 1 year, and I joined to support Fulham when I moved to London and Tim got me into it.
Cool. Last game we went to was away to Bristol with the 1-1 when Tom Kenny scored an equaliser in the Championship, which was actually the last game of the season where fans were allowed.
Yeah.
Seems a long time ago
It's
now.
a shame.
Yeah. But pretty much we've decided to start this. We've been talking a lot about football during the lockdown, sharing our experiences. We have some similar views, some contrasting views, so we pretty much wanted to record ourselves and just talk freely about it and see what happens, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the plan.
So breaking news today, starting with Fulham, obviously. We've had word from the Premier League that Fulham have had their game rescheduled against Tottenham, which was originally cancelled due to COVID-19 for this Wednesday. Big news, really, because we've just played that QPR game on the weekend, played 120 minutes as well, and given us pretty much 48 hours notice to play.
And it's Tottenham. It's not like you play maybe a lower team in the table. It's like against Tottenham, who are, I think, well prepared for us, more than we are maybe prepared for them because of our COVID list. Players are not fully in training, and then against the team against Tottenham, you have to have your best squad.
Yeah, and also because you have Tottenham away on Wednesday. Next game is Chelsea at home on Saturday, which has now been rescheduled. Originally it was on Friday in the evening at 8:15, now being rescheduled for Saturday 5:30 kickoff. And then 1 week from the Tottenham game, you've got Man United as well. So 3 big games in the space of 1 week.
But maybe it's even a good thing that you have these 3 big clubs after each other straight away. So it's like a big week, yes, but when you can like maybe steal some points, 1 or 2 even, then you have like 3 of the best clubs in England like behind you.
Yeah.
And you can look forward to more precious games against like in the down table.
Yeah.
No.
Teams below us and
By
around
the
us.
way, I'm from Germany, yeah.
If you didn't know, if you can't tell by
I hope everybody can understand me, yeah.
It's good to have the German Fulham fans here, right?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I think it's very rare, I think, yeah?
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
most of the people are like, what team should I choose? Because I want an English team to support, whether it's Chelsea or Arsenal. I actually know a lot of Arsenal fans from Germany.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Fulham is the oldest club in London.
Yeah.
Why don't you choose Fulham?
1879.
Yeah.
The first game you went to, I believe, was Millwall, though.
Yeah. When I moved here in 2019,
Paul.
and because I moved close to the Den, the stadium, and it was a game against West Bromwich, and it doesn't get me in the feeling to to support this club, to be honest, because I wanted to have a club in London as well when I moved here, and Millwall wasn't really the one I had to choose, even if I didn't know Tim. And then Tim took me to a Bristol away game. Yeah.
First game Bristol away.
Yeah,
decent,
great
decent away
experience.
day. Yeah.
It was a great experience. And this is another thing for our channel here, because I think my objective view on Fulham is different than his, because he's of course a die-hard supporter and I'm just 1 year into it. Of course I support Fulham, but my view is like maybe a little bit different then.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing.
I might see some black and white.
Yeah, maybe.
So we watched the game together on the weekend. QPR 0, Fulham 2, which was the third round of the FA Cup. Always good to beat QPR because, let's be honest, no one likes QPR. The team was as follows. We made a lot of rotation from the Premier League team. So obviously Marek Rodak came back in goal, understandable. We played a back 5, which we've been also playing in the Premier League as well. Wing backs Tate and Brian, and then 3 centre backs of Aina, Ream and Congolo. A midfield 3 of Onoma, Reed, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and then a front 2, I would say, of Cavallero, Mitrovic. To be honest, mate, performance was pretty average.
That would be
Kind.
to say average. Of course, it's always hard to play a lower tier team who are fighting basically for relegation in the championship as well, like 20th place, I think.
20th place, yeah.
But as everybody knows, the cup has its own rules, and it's hard to get the grip on a game like this, I think. Yeah, but because every player who are playing are not like a regular Premier League player, should step up, show what they are capable of, and try to perform well. That the coach can see that the players are able to play in the Premier League as well.
100%. Yeah.
But that was not the case, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty flat, I'm not going to lie. First 90 minutes we were sitting there. We had probably two of the best chances in the game came in the first half, which is when Joe Bryan had that shot similar to the playoff final.
Yeah.
When he shot from like 40 yards and it just drifted wide. And then Mitrovic had a big header from a corner which went just wide as well. But to be honest, the whole game was poor. And I would say QPR probably had the better chances in the second half to win the game. And Rodak made some good saves.
But the reason, of course, maybe in FA Cup games or in general in cup games, you can create so much chances. But I think the ball movement was very poor.
Yeah.
The poor passes, a lot of poor passes, and the movement without the ball was very poor because you can't see any player to step up and like say, I want the ball, I want the ball, I want to do something with it. We have to do something here, because we play a championship team. Yeah, away of course, but there's no fans anyway, so shouldn't matter. And you couldn't see that. When someone had the ball in the midfield, there was always a huge gap between the players. They're not moving properly. Yeah, I don't know why was this. And Loftus-Cheek should be a player to step up in moments like this. Yeah, I didn't saw the performance that poor than many of other Fulham fans what I read online. But of course, he's a former Chelsea player, Premier League player, English national squad player. Yeah, he's fully recovered from every injury. Yeah, as far as we know. And a player like this should step up and try to bring the team in the right direction.
Player like Loftus-Cheek as well, but you think Mitrovic, we're playing a championship team. Last season he scored 26 goals in the championship, and he was quite flat as well. I'm not sure if it's too fair to criticise Mitrovic too much, or the whole team in fact, because just to remember that we haven't played a competitive game of football since the 26th of December, obviously Boxing Day. That game was, 2 days ago, so the 9th, I believe, or 8th or 9th of January, so it's been over 2 weeks since we played a competitive game of football. Players haven't played that much football. Obviously nice to see Tete, Kongolo, Onoma come back from injury. But to be honest, with the lineup that we put out, it was strong. I said to you before the game, it's a strong lineup, and this team should be going to QPR and beating them. We did in the end, to be fair. We did beat them 2-0. But over 90 minutes, you should be beating a team like QPR.
Yeah, definitely. And with Mitrovic, the problem is, I think, it's not that he had like a poor performance in general. Of course, scoring-wise, yes. But he's a box striker. And when you don't get the balls from the outside or like properly crosses in the box, there was just one in the first half where he had the header like next to the goal, but he can't do much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he relied on the people around him to give them the ball like in a proper way, like not the poor crossings we see all season basically. For championship teams last year, it was enough to score 26 goals. But the crossings didn't get any better, so now he has more problems to score against proper teams in the Premier League. I know QPR is not a Premier League team, but the crossings were just not existent, basically.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't want to roast them too much, really, because I can defend not playing for so long, and obviously lots of changes in the team. But yeah, with that kind of strength of a lineup, you expect to win. And to be fair, the game didn't really change until extra time when we brought our subs on. QPR probably had the better of the second half, I would say. I would say they had a couple of big chances. Obviously, when the one went into the penalty box, Ruben Loftus-Cheek almost brought him down for the penalty. He shot, Rodak saved to the right. And then you also have that huge chance for Lyndon Dykes. When the ball comes over from the halfway line, Hector completely switches off, loses his man. Dykes straight through on goal and blasts it over. Should be 1-0 QPR.
Yeah.
So we got away with a couple. Defensively, the whole game, I would say we weren't that poor. We were okay. We let them have a few chances in the second half, but it wasn't terrible. But it was the offensive problem, really. We didn't really create anything over 90.
Yeah, the defensive problem is because you're, in my opinion, already used to it. Because, in my opinion, the defensive behavior, like the movement, is not good enough for Premier League level at the moment. Not always against every team, but in general, it's not good enough. Because you can see it, especially when QPR on Saturday as well tried with long balls. Every defender was looking at the ball, not where the opponent is standing. The same with the Hector and the chance I had created then. Because he was looking at the ball and he think he can reach him, but the striker is then out of his sight and gone, basically, yeah? And it goes through the season, even last year in the championship. It was definitely the same thing, yeah? And
we've had lots of defensive issues, especially in the Championship. We knew, like, as a team, when we got promoted, we thought this defence is not good enough to compete in the Premier League. Even in the Championship, we had our doubts. We were like, the only reason I wouldn't say the only reason, but one of the main reasons we were winning games is because Mitrovic and our strikers and our forward players were so on fire, they would win us the game.
Yeah, it's true.
But defensively, we always thought Ream, Hector. To be fair, Hector was decent when he came in January. It was more Ream, it was more Joe Bryan going forward, couldn't cover the left back, Christie on the right. There were lots of defensive issues, which we could see. And when we got promoted, we didn't really fix those issues until the end of the deadline day. And we brought Anderson and Adarabioyo, who've been good, actually.
Yeah, but they still need time to adjust to each other. Yeah, it's not like
100%.
now, you know what I mean? So we still have the time, but the problem is you don't have that much time in the Premier League. Yeah. You don't want to get relegated again. So the first goal should be like staying in the league. But when you have so many new players who are like defending players, and I would say everybody agrees that the defensive line should be always the same because they have to get used to each other. Yeah. To defend the goal line. Yeah.
You say that the whole defensive line needs to be the same, but we've got a brand new back four now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And a new keeper as well. It's been a whole complete defensive overhaul.
And this just takes time.
Yeah. And it's got better, to be fair.
Yeah,
Defending
has got definitely. The performance when you see the beginning against Arsenal or Leeds, what kind of goals we conceded, it was like
embarrassing.
You don't even know what to say about this, but like at the time, it will get better. But of course, there's still like a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, but we won the game. Bobby Reed with the first goal, great play, great little play. Touches off to Mitrovic, lays it back to Bobby Reed, curls it into the bottom right corner. Class goal, mate. To be fair.
This is one thing why Mitrovic is so important.
Yeah,
because when the cover Reed passes the ball to him, he knows exactly what to do. Yeah, he doesn't try to score a goal by himself. He knows exactly he will come back, and I will just like in a training session or like in warm-ups, they do the same thing. Yeah, it was simply one touch, and the cover Reed just had to make a proper shot, and he did. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, top scorer of the season now I think was 6 as well. And then the second goal came straight after with Neeskens Cabano. Also off the bench as a sub into extra just before the full time. Ball comes across from Joe Bryan, across from Bobby Reed as well. Onoma touches to the right, Cabano bangs it into the top right corner, game over. Yeah, good goal. So I mean, like 2 goals where you say were Premier League quality, and that was the difference between the 2 teams.
But the difference is you didn't play against a Premier League team.
Exactly.
You have to keep that in mind as well, because at the point we were exhausted, yes, but QPR was exhausted as well because everybody knows the schedule of the Championship, and then you are already in extra time, so I think that plays a role as well, that they wasn't like top notch on the game anymore.
120 minutes of football, and now a game in 2 days' time. And then another one and another one. That's the way the season's going, really.
Yeah, but everybody knows it is the Premier League life.
Exactly. So, English football at the moment is just game after game after game. It's unreal at the moment, to be fair.
The schedule is like hard for the players, definitely. But
yeah.
They get paid enough to do so.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that kind of paycheck, mate, to be fair. So yeah, the performance was pretty flat, but nice to see Tate come back from injury as well. Josh Onoma getting minutes. He was, I would say, pivotal actually in the Championship, because he came in halfway through the season after a poor start and was a beast in the Championship. So nice to see him getting some minutes as well. And Terence Kongolo, who hasn't played for probably about 12 months. Last time I saw him play was at Man City away in the FA Cup, and then he broke his foot the game after. I think it was Blackburn. 12 months on the injury, on the sideline, back. He was okay.
Yeah, he was okay. Because we have to consider this, that he was like out of any competitive games like for a year. So, and I think he did a good job when you consider this. Yeah, and Onoma, he didn't show what he's capable of. Because he's type of player, very dynamic, to press the ball, but he was not. I don't know what it is, but he doesn't sound straight with his mind. You know, because in my opinion, the game was always one step forward, and he was like trailing. You know what I mean. So he was not like so connected to the game.
Yeah, he didn't have an impact at all. Really, to be fair, from what we've seen last season,
and he didn't force it as well.
Yeah.
Normally you can do a lot of with passion and like.
He looked exhausted though at the end, didn't he?
Of course, it was was the first game after a long time as well, but I would expect more. Yeah. Especially when you got the chance to perform, and as we know, he can still like for the second half of the season can be like considered as a Premier League squad. Yeah. So you should show that you want it.
That's exactly right as well, because obviously we've had 25 man in the Premier League squad. Onoma wasn't one of them. Probably because he got injured at the beginning. I would say he probably would have made the squad because he played against Leeds. I think he played against Arsenal as well. So he had minutes and then didn't make the squad because of a big injury. But these are the kind of performances where you want to come back and you want to show and you want to prove that you, in January, you want to make the second half of the season.
And this is the time for it.
And he didn't really do it, to be fair. But again, first game back from injury, and it was nice to see him play, to be fair, because I like Josh Onoma. I rate Josh Onoma.
Yeah, I know.
But we have, I love Josh Onoma, but we just haven't seen him in so long, and it was so nice to see him play.
Yeah.
But he disappointed.
But of course, the whole lineup. When you think about Josh Onoma next to Anguissa and maybe Nkani, then he looks different as well because he has different players around him. Because like we said, Loftus-Cheek was not really at the level. Of course, Reed is a different kind of player. He's more like a fireman at the back,
Yeah.
And when you have like Anguissa next to him, he pushes him. He's like, then maybe Onoma will look better as well because, you are what your environment gives you. Of course. And in that game, nobody gives him anything.
Yeah. Mitrovic. I want to come on to Mitro. I think 13 games now without a goal. Obviously, top scorer in the Championship last season, 26 goals, crucial to the promotion. I remember when he got injured before the semi-final of the playoff against Cardiff, and I was thinking, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Without Mitrovic, away to Cardiff, home to Cardiff, I'm not sure. We did qualify, obviously, to the final, and then we thought, right, he's going to be fit for the final, we're going to play Brentford. Brentford wasn't an easy game. Brentford were the form team in the Championship. They beat us home, 2-0. They beat us away, 1-0. Shocking. And then when it mattered, obviously, we beat them, but Mitrovic didn't play. And when the lineup came out, I thought, here we go. Against Brentford, no Mitrovic, no main threat.
Yeah.
That's how much we rate him as Fulham fans.
But I think that's the reason why we won, because Brentford was not expecting how he played at the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they tried to do their game, what was high praised in the Championship last year.
Yeah.
But they couldn't, because we played our game.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We were just better.
Yeah, exactly.
We completely nullified them. But yeah, Mitrovic this season, he started well. Obviously, he didn't score against Arsenal, but then away to Leeds, he scored twice. Scored the penalty, scored a beast of a header, but we still lost, obviously, 4-3. Then he missed a penalty at Sheffield, and then when he was playing in the Euro qualifier against Scotland, he missed his penalty, the crucial penalty, and Scotland qualified, and Serbia went out. Since then, he looks completely lost.
Yeah. That's of course the reason. It's a mentality thing, But I think he's mature enough and experienced enough to compensate it normally. Yeah. But of course, and then when you found yourself at your home club, where you started every game last season when you are healthy, and now you find yourself on the bench, even if you are able to play, of course that is not good for your confidence at some point. But in my opinion, I don't see him that bad because he makes a lot of dirty work, for other players. He makes a lot of room because he always attracts many players to him, because he's always the threat in the box, and he holds the ball. Even in my opinion, he makes too much defensive work because he's the only striker in our system when he's playing. And why is he supposed to went from box to box? Because he's not like the kind of player, to go fast forward all the time. Yeah. So in my opinion, when he saves his energy maybe and don't get wasted with too much defensive work, he will be able to again score goals. Yeah.
But I think it's important that he helps with defence because he's a big boy.
But I'm not talking about like standard situations like a corner kick or whatever. It's like in the normal because he's like maybe upset sometimes because he didn't get the ball enough because of our possession football in the midfield. Against some teams, and then he tries to get the ball by himself and goes too far back because when we have the ball, then our our game is then not like long ball and Mito can just try to score a goal. It's not our game and not his game. And Caballero, Kebano, even Camara, because they're fast-paced players. It's more suited for them, but not for Mitrovic. So that's why he should save his energy. And because when he stays at the midfield, at the line, they don't let him alone. So there are at least two players with him all the time. So you are like a little bit easier for you in the defensive as well. Because when Mitro is in the box as well, they go with him as well. You know what I mean?
He's always a threat. You always cover Mitro.
Yeah, exactly.
He's quite formidable, to be fair. And like you say, like 26 goals in the Championship. But last time we got relegated, I think he scored 12 Premier League goals. Decent. The thing is with this time in the Premier League is our style of football has changed. In the Championship, we play such a possession-based football. I remember we used to dominate games, 70%, 80% sometimes possession. Pass. Sometimes it was a bit too much, a bit too boring, but we still won the games. This time in the Premier League, which I rate Scott Parker for, is he's changed the style of football because you cannot play that kind of football in the Premier League.
You can, but not against every team.
You will get
You need
destroyed.
Yeah.
And we tried that against, Arsenal was a free hit. You're not going to, I mean, come on, it's Arsenal at home.
It's over.
But Leeds especially, and the earlier games in the season, we tried to play that possession-based football and we got found out straight away.
Yeah.
So Parker has evaluated, he's trying to change his football to a more counter-attacking style of football, and it's working. And Mitrovic doesn't fit that system.
Yeah, but the thing is, Parker did a very good job in connecting these two playing styles, in my opinion. Because you can see it in a lot of games, we have possession, but we don't force the possession too much. You know what I mean? So we still have like the ability to, with a fast and long ball in the front, to to our wingers or strikers. Yeah, and Mitrovic is not fitting in that playing style that much. Yeah. Against other teams, maybe against Burnley, Brighton, teams who are standing deep as well, there will be Mitrovic playing style again where he can score goals. Yeah. In my opinion, but he needs the crossings. He's not a player who gets the ball in the midfield and then a solo for 50 meters and then score a banger.
It's not Messi,
it's not his playing style. He needs the balls from the side, but they need to be good balls because the defenders in the Premier League are much better than in Championship. Yeah, so they expect good crossings. Yeah. When a good crossing is coming, Mitro can do something with it. Yeah, but that's unfortunately not often enough the case.
What about rumours saying that he might be off in January? People saying, sell him. Lots of Fulham fans are saying, get rid of him, sell him.
Because
I can't understand.
No. Because
it's a bit over the top.
The problem is, with my experience as a newly Fulham fan, a lot of Fulham fans, when you make 10 bad games, you are fine with it. Yeah? So, but when you make a good game, it should be the standard from then on. You know what I mean?
But
so Mito is not strong.
All football teams.
It was even last year when Mitrovic in the Championship. It was like a ridiculous statistic that we won 6 games without Mitrovic because he was injured or something.
Every game he didn't play, we won.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we wouldn't reach the playoffs without his 26 goals. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and then even then, at that point, prior to the promotion, people are asking, leave him on the bench. He's not. We are better without him.
Mad.
Yeah, and now it's the same thing. To be honest, he needs the support. We need to trust him. And as soon as he gets like maybe an equalizer, like an important goal, you know, like last minute equalizer, when he gets this, then he's confident. It's like up to the roof. And then it's more easy to him as well, because now he's criticizing himself a lot as well. So that's why his performance, because he tries to do it too good. Instead of just play football, do what you do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So as soon as he make a goal again, I think it will be totally different.
It's been tough for him as well because from his fault, obviously he missed the penalty, which I wouldn't roast him for saying it's his fault, but he missed the penalty so his country doesn't go to the Euros. Now he's been pictured New Year's Eve partying as well, breaking lockdown rules.
Yeah.
Just to make it clear, we are not breaking lockdown rules here.
No.
Before we have anyone telling us otherwise. But yeah, Mitrovic was out there partying with his Serbian captain Milivojevic. It's not a good look, to be fair.
No, but that is a general problem with professional footballers, I think, because sometimes I think they're just above the law. It's not like, they're not going to control it, they're not going to check it. It's not even that I think he did it on purpose, even if it's stupid to say so, but I don't know. Yeah, of course it's a bad look for him as well. Yeah, and then he gets even more criticized. We don't need him or whatever, you know. But I will still hold on him and just try to give him confidence. Yeah, it's of course Parker's job. Yeah, to give him confidence to that he scores another goal. And because to be honest, he's still good for 10 goals. 10 goals is my prediction till the end of the season from him. Another 10 goals. So you have done
12 or 13 or ish. Yeah, that'd be decent.
It's my prediction because he just need one goal to to
like re-energize himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
get himself going. Also, someone who's come under criticism for Fulham is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Lots of fans have been criticising Ruben Loftus-Cheek, looking like he doesn't care enough on the pitch. There's no dynamism because we've seen Ruben Loftus-Cheek come when he came through at Chelsea. I mean, he played for England at a World Cup. You know, he's not a clown. He's a good player, and he came through. He's this young. He's a big lad, strong, quick, dynamic, good passing. He's had a couple of loan spells. I think he went to Palace and he was a bit flat. Couldn't get in the Chelsea team, and now he's come to us. I'm not sure because if it's a Chelsea boy. Obviously, Fulham and Chelsea not the best of friends, but he's got a lot of criticism from our fan base, mate.
Yeah, and rightful, so, but I don't think he don't care enough because it is his opportunity to fight for a new contract somewhere. If not in Fulham, of course he's on loan, but his goal was to go back to Chelsea and try to compete for a starting position there. But why should they give him another contract when he's not good enough? So
Yeah.
he has to show it now. So it's in his interest as well to make a good performance. So I don't think he's like, oh, I'm Fulham, I don't care, I'm not staying here anyway. Because it is not positive for him. Because when he performs like on Saturday, for example, in my opinion, not good enough against the championship team
Yeah.
as a former English national team player, it's not in his interest because he wants a new contract. He wants to show Frank Lampard at the time that he is capable of playing at Chelsea,
Yeah.
or even not in Chelsea but somewhere else, because obviously it's not his goal to compete or to play in a team who's like in a threat of a relegation.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know how the season goes, and he say, okay, mate, I like it here. You know, Parker is a good coach, and we can achieve something here. We just have to trust the process or whatever, you know. But that's why I don't think he do it like on purpose or he don't care. I think he should care and he do care, but right now there's no connection
Yeah.
to the other players.
And the fans as well.
Yeah, but
There's no
he's
connection
from
with the
Chelsea,
fans.
you know.
That's
It's like
why. I think that's a big issue as well.
yeah, it's a big issue. So they don't trust him straight away.
Exactly.
So he needs to do like 10 outstanding performances with
Yeah.
like 5 goals, 5 assists before a Fulham fan would say, maybe we can use
He's-
him.
okay.
Maybe we can use him. Yeah.
Bench
As a
impact.
sub or something. You know what I mean?
But he hasn't even played that well. I mean, he scored, I think, 1 goal it is when we lost 3-2, 3-1 at home to Palace, or 2-1 at home to, I can't remember, sorry. But he scored 1 goal, but he hasn't really been an impact that we thought he would be, which is why Fulham fans are disappointed. When you come with this kind of
Yeah,
reputation.
definitely.
I think wages, he was on something like £150,000 a week at Chelsea. 150 grand a week. I think we negotiated it down to 75, like we pay
Yeah.
half, they pay half.
Yeah.
But that still makes him one of the highest earners at Fulham. When you think Kearney and Mitrovic, they're on like 50, 60 grand. Loftus-Cheek on 75, and he puts that kind of performance in. It makes you see why the Fulham fans
Yeah.
are so...
It's true, but you can see glimpses of his talent.
course.
You know, so he just needs to show them on a regular basis. But this is part of the process as well, because you are new in the Premier League. It's a complete different thing than Championship. Yeah, then you have so much new players, many new players, many new players on loan. God knows why. Yeah, so you have to adjust it. It takes at least, normally you would say, when people going to another clubs, it's like 3-4 months, yeah. But when he's one new player in a club, but there are like 10 new players, and almost every one of these players are starting.
Yeah.
So you have to find a good mix, a good balance, and it takes time. I don't seem that bad, but of course he should perform better as the type of player he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm quite confident that he will be, because when the January and February is over and it goes like to the goal line, then you see really what the players are made of.
When
you
you're
know?
really fighting to stay
Exactly.
up.
Then you can see who's really capable of playing in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far we started really poorly though, Fulham. We started shockingly. Same defensive line as we pretty much finished in the Championship. The Reims, the Hectors, the Bryans. And then we brought in different players in the back four, and brand new keeper on loan as well from Paris, who's played for Real Madrid, World Cup winning goalkeeper for France, obviously not starting, but still has the World Cup medal.
And the experience as well.
Exactly. And since then, we've looked alright.
Yeah. I think we play good football.
Yeah.
Unlucky decisions in like at least 2-3 matches, in my opinion, where we could like have a point. Then of course the Lookman penalty.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's cost you points. Yeah, but when you like 2 or 3 matches, when you have like, imagine you have like 6 or 9 points more, it's a completely different table then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the performance was good enough to handle these matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like unlucky decisions in with the against who was the penalty was not given. Was given
Newcastle.
Newcastle when he was
Shocking.
diving in the box.
That was shocking.
It cost you 3 points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we can take this under control, to be more aware of that, because everybody knows that not everybody with a VAR is very good, yeah. But as a player, you have to be more smart as well
Yeah.
to avoid the situation. Just avoid the situation like at the edge of the box or in the box. Avoid situation like this, and you don't have to complain about VAR decisions afterwards. Of course, it's not the fault of the players or whatever, but when you play smart enough, try to avoid situations like this.
The problem
Yeah.
is with VAR as well, is that in the Premier League, there's so many complaints about VAR. Every weekend you see fans from different clubs and VAR this and VAR that. You don't hear it from other leagues. It seems to be only. I'm sure there are other issues in what am I saying? Like dodgy decisions in other leagues as well. But once or twice a season, maybe Premier League. It seems every weekend
maybe even a
there's
month.
an issue.
Maybe even a month when they're compared to the Germany league. Of course, there are issues always. But the thing is, the issues stop most of the time when at the end everybody sees the replay again, like the referee. Yeah. What I don't understand is why the VAR. He contacts the referee and he can look at the situation, but he can still decide that the ruling on the pitch stands. I don't get it. Why should the VAR contact then the referee?
Yeah.
Because he should only contact him when there's 100% something wrong, like a goal or offside or a foul maybe, but a crucial foul, like in a box or whatever. Then he could contact him, but just to contact him that he can review the scene and then say, but I stay with my decision.
Yeah, the ref looks at it and thinks, I'm not going to change it. It's not.
So
what is the point?
Yeah, what's the point was it? And the decision from the VAR team obviously makes the referee look bad as well.
Yeah.
Because when you have 3-4 VAR decision in one game, the referee looks, why I'm here anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
I think it was Mourinho last season when he said like. The reporter asked him something about like, what did you think of the referee? And he was like, that's not the referee. Yeah. That's the assistant referee. The referee is in the VAR room.
It's true.
Yeah, it looks.
They have to improve, but to be honest, they have to do it quickly because Premier League is the biggest, most valuable league in the world, football-wise. Yeah. So when they can't do it properly,
it's embarrassing.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's really embarrassing. Yeah.
Well, sticking with the Premier League, I want to talk to you about Leeds. So, Leeds lost on the weekend in the FA Cup, and I'm not going to be passive about it. It was embarrassing. They lost 3-0 away to Crawley Town, who was 6th in the 4th division.
But I think they played well.
Beautiful football. Mastermind Bielsa.
Yeah. It's not the issue that Leeds lost, I think. The issue is that Leeds is like, at the moment, and we don't say it because we're supporting Fulham or whatever. I think it's a general opinion. Who people are watching from outside, you could think Leeds is entitled for the league title.
Apparently.
Yeah. Also, like the people are talking on Sky, on BT, on the internet, even former players, top level players, talk about Leeds as a new, I don't know, Barcelona from what I mean, the stretch with Pep Guardiola. Bayern Munich, they could compete of the playing style. But in my opinion, how can you praise a team? You can praise it. I get it. It's big for them after 16 years to go back to the Premier League. It's a big club with a huge tradition. Yeah, I get it. But how can you praise a team who concede a lot of goals and lose? And after the game, there's nobody saying, "Oh, we played like chick." No, we played good, but you lost. So how is it a good game then?
Yeah.
In my opinion, every game you lose was not a good game.
Yeah.
Your performance maybe was good, but how can a game title to be good when you don't win, or at least get a point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Leeds. I'm not a Leeds hater. Obviously, I respect Leeds because they're obviously a big club in England, but they've come up to the Premier League. They've played this like open, expansive type of football, and it is admirable because sometimes they look good and it does work and it looks good. But they've lost. I got a stat for you, mate. They have lost 8 games this season. I want to tell you who they've lost more than. They've lost more than us. They've lost more than Fulham. They've lost more than Wolves, more than Brighton, more than Crystal Palace, more than Newcastle, and more than Burnley, who all have 7. And Fulham, we have 8, the same as Leeds.
Yeah.
But yet they are praised. They go to places like Man United, they lose 6-2. They go home to Leicester, they lose 4-1. They go away to Crystal Palace, struggling Crystal Palace. They get battered 4-1. And yet people come out after the game and say, "Oh, Leeds, brilliant. Such beautiful football." Yeah, but you lost 4-1. You lost 6-2.
The problem is that people don't separate offensively and defensively, because obviously they're always capable of score a goal. About how they're playing football. It's nice to watch, but when you, for example, against Manchester United concede 6 goals.
And it's not a small game. Man United Leeds is a big history rivalry.
Yeah.
And you go there and you lose 6-2. And you come out, Neville and all the Sky and everyone coming out afterwards saying, "Oh, Leeds were just brilliant." I mean, it could have been 10-5 or whatever. No, it was
No.
6-2.
Yeah.
You got battered, mate.
If we would bet at 6-2 by
If any
by
other team
Manchester-
lost 6-2, they would be roasted.
There are teams outside they sack their manager when they draw against Man City.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, West Brom 1-1 against Man City, they fired the coach.
Yeah, of course it was not the reason, but yeah, I don't get it, to be honest. Yeah, because when you concede so many goals, like Leeds did, can't be praised as good football, in my opinion. Because you can't win anything when you concede more goals than you make.
Obviously.
Yeah, I know
That's
it's
football,
like
mate. That's maths.
Yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
stupid phrase, but it is like this.
Yeah, completely.
But they're
yeah.
acting like that is completely in another universe, and Leeds is playing, and they can win the award for the most beautiful football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they do win games, but I mean, more losses than Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle.
Shocking.
They're shocking, mate.
Yeah.
To be fair, and they're a team, the fans come out and they claim that, wait for us this season, we're going to finish top half. Some fans are saying we're going to finish top 4. They're saying, within 2 seasons we want to be league champions. Do you realise you've come from the Championship after 16 seasons?
16th.
16 seasons in the Championship. They even went down to League One. They got relegated to League One, come back in the Championship for 16 seasons, and now they're back in the Premier League. And after half a season, 15 games, people are saying that they want them to win the league in a couple of years. Qualify
Of
for top
course.
4. It's mad.
In the Premier League, everything is possible, but the problem is that they say it after the year when they got promoted. You know,
Yeah.
let's just keep calm and try to stay in the league, man.
That's your first objective.
Yeah.
If you finish
Because
17th,
they don't get so many new players as well, because they
Yeah.
are championship players.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Yeah, don't have the squad to compete for an European place or whatsoever. It's not there.
Yeah.
And even if they didn't lose these 8 games, the pace of offensive football they're playing, maybe they surprised some Premier League teams at the beginning, you know, when they had like the 4-4 against Liverpool
Yeah.
or something, you know,
4-3
you
last
surprised
time,
them, you know. But in the second half of the season, you can't keep up the pace like this, and the other teams, especially the top 6-7 teams,
Yeah.
are more prepared.
Of course.
Yeah.
They have the experience. I would say the top 15 teams, Premier League, like the Palaces, the Newcastles, whatever, they are more, the Brightons, they have been in Premier League for at least 5 seasons each.
Yeah, they know how to.
They
deal
know
with
the
it.
ins and outs of the Premier League.
Yeah,
And a fresh
definitely.
team coming in and thinking they're going to
Yeah.
batter team, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And the problem is with Leeds, the mentality at Leeds should be, if you finish 17th, you take it.
Yeah.
3 teams go down,
100%.
you stay in the league, and you take it. I would take it as a Fulham fan. I mean, to be honest, Fulham are not as good as Leeds, to be fair, because Leeds play, I'll say, better football, but we are not as good as them, and we know it. We would finish 17th and be happy. I'm
Yeah.
sure Sheffield, Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle,
Yeah.
all these teams in the lower half would say, beginning of the season 17th, yeah, it's not ideal, it's pretty poor, you
No,
probably
but-
had a miserable season, but you survived.
You just got promoted.
Yeah, and you can build on it again. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. I'm saying teams like Brighton, Burnley, Newcastle, these are teams that are established Premier League clubs.
Yeah.
And they would probably take it. It'd be
Yeah.
poor season, but you would take staying up in the league.
Yeah.
And this is a brand new team coming in and just thinking they deserve everything.
Yeah, but with a coach like this, he got even like nominated for coach of the year.
This is something
Everyone
as well.
knows.
This really.
Of course, it was a
pissed me off,
huge
mate.
achievement for them. No, it was to get promoted.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, like I said to you before, Scott Parker won a trophy at Wembley.
Yeah.
Did Wiesler?
Well, he won the league trophy, but
But not at Wembley.
not at Wembley.
So there's
Wembley's-
nothing bigger than winning a trophy at Wembley.
Exactly, mate. But the thing is, like, for Bielsa to be nominated as FIFA Coach of the Year, alongside top 3, let me remind you, yeah, Klopp, Premier League champion Klopp, Hansi Flick, treble winner with Bayern Munich, Bielsa promoted with Leeds to the Premier League. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's honestly that just shows you that these awards are a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a disgrace even for the other coaches. How can I be in the same line with someone who got a championship club promoted to the Premier League? How can I be like in the
Yeah.
same line with them?
They played good football. They won the league probably by 10 points.
Yeah, but
Coach of the season,
playing
the
good
year.
football wins you nothing. Don't even get you
Thank
promoted.
you. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't even give. Sometimes it gets you relegated,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah. Playing good football means nothing. It's the
Yeah.
points on the board.
exactly. And
Yeah.
when you play 10 shitty games and win these 10 games, nobody asks how you won it. It's 30 points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But in the history books, when they see Man United 6-2 leads, they'll be like, what a battering.
Nobody in 10 years, nobody knows how they played it.
Yeah.
Maybe you, or maybe you watch the tape again. You will know, but...
Well, let's see what happens with Leeds. But another team struggling, let's say, which kind of makes me smile a bit because I don't really like them, is Chelsea. 9th in the Premier League. On the weekend, they beat Morecambe 4-0 at home, who are 7th in the 4th division, so they should be beating Morecambe at home. A lot of chat about Timo Werner this season, being played out of position, not scoring enough goals. He started in his natural position down the middle, and he scored. That's all you can ask for as a striker, to be fair, but they are playing a 4th tier team, so you should be beating them, and you should be scoring as a top
100%,
scoring, a top pricing striker, yeah? I want to go through the transfer policy of Chelsea of the summer, and I want to talk to you about how they can possibly be 9th. They signed a total of, I think it was 8 players, but I'm going to go through the players that cost money. Kai Havertz, £71 million. Timo Werner, £47 million. Ziyech, 33. Chilwell, 50. Mendy, £22 million. Thiago Silva obviously coming as a free, but a Champions League finalist the year before. £220 million they spent in the summer, and they are 9th. Let me just remind you, last season, they had a transfer ban, they couldn't buy anyone, and they just lost Hazard, went to Real Madrid. They lost the best player in the Premier League, arguably, probably with De Bruyne, Mane, Salah, but up there with the top players in the league to Real Madrid. They couldn't buy anyone. They brought in young players like Mason Mount, Tomori, all these players were playing in the Championship, and they finished 4th. That's decent with that kind of score. Abraham, finishing 4th. This year they've gone and splashed mega amounts of money, and they're 9th.
Yeah, of course. But it's a normal issue when you have like young players, because they didn't buy finished players from the potential. Yeah. They buy young players. Kai Havertz is 21, I guess. Timo Werner 24 or 23 even, I think. Yeah, Ziyech as well. So when you change the clubs in another country, in a more bigger club, you need a year to adjust. 100%. That's one thing. Yeah. Yeah. In my opinion, it just needs time. Yeah. The language, I had the experience as well. No, it's true. It's different. Yeah. No, it is, and they're young players still. And when you have another environment completely, Kai Havertz is from Leverkusen. He had his family there. He's a young player. You know what I mean? So he just knows this. Yeah. And then you go to a big club like Chelsea. He don't go like to a better team like Leverkusen, but not a top team in Europe. But he goes to Chelsea, and the expectation, of course, they're straight away. But they need time to adjust. And the Premier League is is the best league in the world, but also the roughest league, I would say. Yeah, they're not used to it. How could they? So they need some. Even if you have experience on international level, but it's a different thing when you have like compete every 3 days, against best defenders, So they need definitely time. And the problem with Timo Werner is, if Paul Lampard, if you see this, mark my words, put Timo Werner always top spot in the middle, striker, he scored you 20 Premier League goals, 100%. Because he's not a winger. He never played winger. Never. Not in Red Bull Leipzig. In the national team from time to time, but even there you can see how he struggled there. Yeah? So he is a pure striker. When he gets a ball outside the box, inside the box, it's always a threat. Yeah. But he can't play his range when he play outside. Yeah. No, because he's not like he's not like diving in and crossing in and then try to get a goal or something. He needs a ball in the box or like around the box. As a striker, as a top-notch striker in the middle. Like the Lampard put Abraham all the time. Abraham is a decent player, yes. He's a different kind of player than Timo Werner. But in my opinion, Timo Werner is, of course, probably the best German striker, yeah? And he proved it in Leipzig against top teams in Europe.
But he's come to the Premier League and he's looked poor, mate.
No, he started pretty well.
He started okay.
Yeah, but of course, have to get used to it as well. But then when you are still like in the processing to get used to the Premier League, and then you play out of your position, it's even more hard for you. And everybody knows the British media. You are done already.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you are already flopped. Bust.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's worse than Shevchenko, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but in my opinion, of course we are not Chelsea fans or whatever, but Chelsea will have a lot of fun with these two players. but they need time. And like I said, Havertz is 21 years old, or 20 years old, I think.
I know, but you say they need time, but a club like Chelsea, they don't give players, managers time.
Yeah, but you should know that when you buy players.
Yeah.
Otherwise, buy players with 26, 27, 20 years of age who are like at the peak of at the prime.
Premier League proven players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But they
then
haven't
you
done
want
it.
it like now.
But 9th in the Premier League, it's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
And the same points as Aston Villa, and Aston Villa played 2 games less.
But to be honest, Frank Lampard, of course, England legend, but maybe just not a good coach. Because how they are playing, even how you adjust player to the team, how you try to tell players that they play out of their position, or how to give them players confidence, is the coaching job as well.
Yeah.
And even like the defending is horrendous, how they defend at Chelsea, how many goals they concede.
Yeah.
You know?
Players like Thiago Silva coming in, they're still conceding.
And this affects, of course, the offensive line then as well, when they try to score goals. When your defense is running around like, I don't know, like a Sunday League team.
Yeah.
It is like this. And how can you get confident about that as a striker then as well?
I got some stats. Timo Werner, so far he's played 23 games, Premier League and Champions League, okay? So 17 Premier League games, 4 goals. Champions League, 6 games, 3 goals. Decent. 6 games, 3 goals in Champions League is okay, but Premier League 17-4, it's pretty poor.
But you have to imagine that 10 out of these games was
On the wing.
out of position.
True. Kai Havertz, Premier League 15 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. Champions League 5 games, 0 goals. That's poor.
I don't know the statistic 100%, but of course Havertz didn't perform as well. But I think he needs even more time than Timo Werner to adjust to the Premier League level. It is just like this, yeah. But Havertz kind of player. Of course, he can score goals, yeah, because he has the ability to do it. But they didn't get them because of his goal scoring, of his ability to give assists, yes. But there's they have like an ice hockey. There's an ice hockey assist. This is a pass before the assist
Like
happens.
a pre-assist.
Exactly. It's a pass before the assist happens.
Yeah.
And he's very good at this as well, but it gets overlooked by people, a lot. I don't want to make him better than he is. Of course, he's struggling, and he maybe doesn't even deserve at the moment to start, yeah. But I think when they have a little bit patience, it could be like a very lethal duo.
If you pay
You know what I
71
mean?
million for a player, you hope so.
They have proven it in Champions League or Europe, in national team as well. Premier League, but Premier League is different. Everybody knows that many people struggled when they came to the Premier League. Yeah, it's not like just these 2 players,
Yeah.
So, and at a time when you have a little bit patience and the player can develop and can adjust to the Premier League, and you have good coaching, I don't know how Lampard is coaching. It just looks for me that he's not a good coach, in my opinion. Because after the game, his analysis is like, what are you saying, mate? You know
He
what
cares,
I mean?
though, that's the thing.
He cares, yeah, but that's much not the problem. Because you are a Chelsea legend, you can only lose when you coach your club.
You risk your reputation as well, because he's the record scorer.
Maybe he's not in his reputation, but when you get sacked...
Will he get sacked? That was my next question. Do you think he will lose his job?
He will. I think Chelsea or Abramovich, whoever has the decision, will ask him to step down.
You remember coaches like...
He will not get sacked.
Ancelotti won like the double within the next season, he got sacked, and Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League, and in the next season he gets sacked.
He took over in the quarterfinals, so it was...
I know, but still it's an achievement.
Yeah,
but
because I know after that season, he went to Schalke. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know.
Trash.
Bust.
Wow.
We'll come on to Schalke later, mate.
They were already in the quarterfinals. The team was done. Everybody knows what they have to do.
Yeah.
He didn't do much for it, in my opinion.
But still an achievement.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is they have sacked coaches who have actually won things. So they've sacked coaches that have done better than what Lampard has done. Lampard has finished 4th, which is okay.
Yeah, with this team
With that team was alright. But now 9th, after spending this much money, Abramovich's money, surely he can't last that much longer. The next game Chelsea play is Fulham, away.
Maybe we will be the final nail in the coffin for him.
Imagine, mate. If we beat them and then they sack their coach, I think it'll be party time in Fulham, mate. It'd be such a laugh.
Yeah, of course. I think because it's Frank Lampard, it's the only reason they didn't get sacked him already.
I agree.
And in my opinion, if he gets sacked, it's not like, okay, Chelsea fired Lampard. It's more like Lampard stepping down. Like he will say then, okay, something is not right here. I don't get any connections or to the players. and I kindly stepped down as Chelsea manager. You know, so everybody's like, okay, thank you for your effort and fine. But when he gets sacked, it's like a different thing. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Remains to be seen, man. But yeah, that's poor to be fair. Ninth in the Premier League. Sticking on Premier League, the last thing I want to talk to you about Premier League is this season's competitiveness. Because to be fair, this Premier League season has been the most inconsistent, unbelievable Premier League season that I can remember for a long, long time. And maybe that's because of how many games, congestion, COVID situation, or maybe teams they're just, not as good as we think they are, or they're better than think we are. Because top of the table, Liverpool, 33 points. You probably say they're the best team in the country at the moment. Man United are right there on 33 with a game in hand, and they have been poor this season.
The problem is
It's
when
mad.
you have when you look back 4 games ago, you are thinking, they will finish 10th,
They're done.
9th maybe.
And now look at them. Spurs as well. They were top of the league for a while. Then they went to 7th, and people thought, it's all done. They're now 4th.
Yeah, the thing is,
And close.
the first 10 teams taking points from each other a
Yeah,
lot. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's not like last year when Liverpool had I don't know, many wins in a row.
20 points clear or something.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So, but it's more because I don't know what it is. Of course, Premier League, everybody can beat everybody.
Yeah.
That is the thing in the Premier League why everybody, even worldwide, likes the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, everybody maybe likes his native league, Bundesliga, La Liga, Ligue 1, Serie A. Yeah, of course, but normally 80% of everybody watching these leagues would agree that they like to watch Premier League as well.
Yeah.
And even if it's Stoke against Stoke's not even Premier League, I'm sorry. Even is it Newcastle against Burnley,
Yeah.
for example. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like an interesting match, but anything can happen. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Drama
So,
can happen.
Yeah. So
33 points top, Liverpool. 10th place, West Ham, 26. So there's only 7 points difference from the top until 10th.
yeah.
And then you have teams, that's what I mean, because everyone's taking points off each other at the top. And at the bottom, you have teams like, obviously, us, Fulham, and then Sheffield United, shocking, Burnley. All these teams on such low amounts of points. And then there's a big gap, and then high amounts of points. I want to get your opinion on champions. Big prediction, first of all. It's first prediction of 2021. Who wins the Premier League? And I want you to tell me who finishes in your top 4 from what you've seen this season.
What I've seen this season.
Yeah. Which is, it could change. I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, anything can happen this season. It's just been mad.
My prediction, but not my wish. Yeah.
Yeah. Use your head, not your heart.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Fulham in the league.
Yeah. No, my prediction for the league. It's hard. It's very
Leeds,
hard.
mate.
Yeah, coach of the year, 2020.
Then he'll deserve
Yeah,
it.
ready. If we can win it right now. Yeah, what I want to say, another thing is, it's the first half of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, still a
Early.
whole nother half. Yeah.
From these 10 teams who are now in the top 10, 5 teams will, or at least 4 teams can keep up the pace with points wise. You know, West Ham, Aston Villa, and Southampton.
I don't know, mate.
Because they don't have the squad for it.
Yeah, but they have the fire to get to
Yeah,
do
but
it.
you
Do
need,
you know what I mean?
But for that, you need 22 people on the same
Yeah.
level who has the fire.
Yeah.
Not 12 or 13.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking give them 10 more games. Top 5, top 6 are the ones who are competing for Champions League places. Yeah?
Yeah.
And after that, it's too much points influence, in my opinion. So first, I make a prediction like I would like to see. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think, and of course it's possible. I think it's possible, but it's as well as I like to see.
Okay. For champions?
Yeah, champions first
Okay.
is Tottenham.
To win the league?
Yeah, just because of the tactical genius Mourinho, in my opinion.
Tactical
He
genius.
is capable to push a team like Tottenham all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do it.
He can.
Maybe, of course it depends on the players as well, but he can do it. If a manager is out there who can bring the best out of, I wouldn't say like from the paper, it's not a top 3 team, yeah? But he can bring the best out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But they have a history of not doing it.
Yeah,
Do you know
exactly,
what I mean?
exactly. But Mourinho is a winner, and I like him personally a lot. Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
And yeah. Second, Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah. Third, Man City will come up, definitely. And fourth, I'm still going with Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah, I think they will make a proper U-turn.
Over Man United to
Yeah.
finish 4th?
Yeah.
Man United could go top now after next game.
Could go, could not go.
I know.
I think even Solskjaer is the first the next one in the Premier League who will get sacked.
No way.
No, in my opinion.
No way. He's going to go top of the league.
Mark my words. Write it down. Write it down. Because
Remember this.
Tim knows me as well as Kaistradamus. Now it's just, I think this could happen, and this would be like, I wouldn't be surprised. Let me say it like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Chelsea will get the U-turn because they had to do things now, so they will try something, do something different. Yeah. Especially hopefully with Werner as well, and yeah. And of course, normally I would say Chelsea is like try to get relegated as a Fulham supporter, but yeah, we have to be a little bit realistic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to have a realistic.
Subjective, mate.
Yeah, yeah. What about you?
I would probably. Tottenham are going to finish in my top 4, but they're not going to win the league. And I think they'll just fall short. I think they've got 2 world-class players, Kane and Son, world-class, and they'll probably start in every team in the world. But I think the team is good, but it's not good enough. The squad is not good enough to win a league, especially with congestion of fixtures playing every 3, 5, 7 days, whatever. I don't think it's good enough. So the reason being my champions are going to be Manchester City. Man City will win the league, and I'm quite confident of that because they have the coach who's been there and done it twice in a row before Liverpool. The squad is probably as good, if not better, than it's been last season. And the football they play, when it didn't start well for them at the beginning of the season, they were dropping points and they were getting into the rhythm, but now I think they're really firing. That performance against Chelsea the other day in the Premier League, they destroyed them. In the Cup against Man United didn't even, I think they had like one chance with Bruno Fernandes. The whole 90 minutes, it was just wave after wave of Man City dominating the ball.
True.
So my prediction is Man City will win the league. Second will be Liverpool, because how can you not go against Liverpool? I mean, to be fair, in my opinion, if Man City don't win the league, it will be Liverpool. But I think Liverpool will just fall short.
Yeah.
I think they've had too many injury problems.
Yeah, but everybody has, to be honest, to be fair.
Yes. I agree.
Even Klopp likes to complain a lot about issues like this.
Too much,
playing,
mate.
but sometimes maybe they have a disadvantage because of the fixtures after the Champions League game, on Saturday noon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even when you see the Tottenham injured list as well.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And everybody has it, so...
Yeah, the reason why I say this is because Liverpool started really strongly and recently they've been a bit rocky, whereas Man City started rocky and now they're coming up strong.
Yeah,
so I think the momentum is going to take him. And I think Liverpool will still be up there, but they'll just fall short. In third, I was thinking about this for a while, but it's either going to be between my other 2 teams, Man United or Tottenham. I'm going to go Man United to finish third. I think Man United... it's such a weird situation at this club. I mean, they're in crisis. Next week, they're playing the best football of the world. It's such an up and down. They'll batter Leeds 6-2, then they'll go lose and just get humiliated. And in Champions League, out in the group stage, not good enough, mate. Man United. But I still think they are good enough to finish in the top 4. And players like Bruno Fernandes, players like Rashford, players like Martial, they have enough quality. Pogba, if he finally performs, have the quality to finish in the top 4, but they won't win the league. And lots of people are coming out saying, well, especially Man United fans are saying, we're good enough to win the league this season, we're good enough. But I disagree. I don't think they're good enough. No. I think teams like Liverpool and Man City are far, far better and far ahead of Man United. Yeah. But I still think Man United will be the best of the rest from third down. And then fourth...
Bold prediction.
Fourth... Don't laugh, but
Aston Villa.
No. I had it in my mind,
Yeah. Aston Villa.
Yeah, I had.
Because of Grealish.
Mate, Jack Grealish is a beast. I love that man. But it's either going to be between Villa, Southampton, or Tottenham. I think Leicester will fall short. They bottled it last season to get to the Champions League. Even though they're third now, I still don't think they'll be good enough to finish fourth. And I think teams like Southampton and Villa are, like I said, they've got fire, they've got a desire, because this is the season where they know they can do it. The points are so tight, they think a couple of wins and we could be top of the league. I'm going to go Tottenham, though. I think Tottenham will finish fourth. Last season, I think they finished sixth. I think it was sixth. And
6th, yeah, because they qualified for the European League.
They finished sixth. But I think this season... they will get into the Champions League. I disagree with you that they'll win the league. I don't think they're good enough to win the league, but they are good enough to finish top 4. But it will be bloody tight, I tell you, because Leicester are a good team this season. I mean, we haven't even talked about Everton are on 29. Like you say, Chelsea are 26. It's so tight. And I mean, if Chelsea just win a couple of games, suddenly they're pushing top 4.
Straight,
and you're in the top 4.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's just a mad league. But I think, like you say, Jose Mourinho is a tactical mastermind. He'll set up his team, first of all, not to lose. And if you don't lose a football match, either you take a point or you can nick a goal and win it.
Exactly.
So, like,
he has the players for it.
I think it's you that quoted it. Offense wins you games, defense wins you championships.
And
100%.
The difference to last year is that he has a team from the beginning. He had even some signings where he have more like a saying as well. So, last year it was not so much. He just in the winter transfer window last January. Bergwijn and but now he has the team from the beginning and he could like adjust the squad as he wishes.
It's his team now.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have any player that otherwise he would have got rid of them.
Yeah.
He would have just said go.
100%.
So it's his team, and I think that's why he'll finish 4th. You've gone top. That's a bold decision, mate. But I think they'll finish 4th, and my 2 places for you go first for Europa League. Your 2 places, 5th and 6th for Europa League.
Leicester.
5th,
Everton.
6th.
Mm-hmm.
So you say Leicester and Everton for your 5th and 6th. I'm going to go Leicester for 5th as well. And I'm going to go Southampton for 6th.
Of course, I would like to see Hasenhüttl as a
It's
fellow
mad.
German of course, because he's a very good coach. He coached Leipzig, but Leipzig, at the time Leipzig was not the team where they now. You know what I mean? Because he has the capability of coaching proper teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because he was even like before Bayern Munich signed Kovac, he was even like in talks to go to Bayern Munich because he is a good coach and he's capable of coaching a big team as well.
Yeah.
And I think he will stay in the Premier League because this shows with this team to compete like this, even last year.
It's impressive.
Even last year.
Last year, I mean, I think it was literally a year ago, they lost 9-0 at home to Leicester. And it was crisis. And it was just, this coach has got to go. They stuck with the coach, and look at it now.
Yeah.
They're pushing for the top 4. It's impressive.
There will be a rotation. He will stay in the Premier League, in my opinion. Yeah. Because I don't know how you say it, but he's like, I think the Premier League fever got him as well. Yeah. Because of the intensity.
Yeah.
And I think we will see him, even not in Southampton, maybe in a few years, but he will see him somewhere else, 100%.
Yeah. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
So, I don't think Chelsea, and I'm not saying it because I'm a Fulham fan and fuck Chelsea and all that rubbish.
No,
I don't think they're good enough.
At that point, we have to be objective, even when we disagree on that one. But I think because Chelsea is now we have to change something, we have to do something mode, and they have the players for it, you know? And when it gets like, when they started to doing well, it's hard to stop them then, in my opinion.
Be nice to see Southampton in European football next season, though.
Would
be
be
nice.
I would be nice to see.
Chelsea with no European football and Southampton going away to Europa League and Latvia and Ukraine and all these
Nobody
places.
wants to see that.
Right, last thing I want to talk to you about is away from the Premier League. It's your boys in the Bundesliga, Schalke. So Schalke won 4-0 on the weekend.
Yes.
Mad. I couldn't believe it. They lost, they didn't win, 30 games?
31 games.
31 games.
The record is by 32 games from Tasmania Berlin, but you have to say Tasmania Berlin did it in one season. Yeah, so Schalke's record was like, started last year.
Yeah.
In January was the last win.
January 2020.
Yeah, against Gladbach. They won the last game. And then, a drought of 30.
And they were, 5th, 6th?
Yeah, 6. Definitely in the European places were reachable for them, yeah?
Mad collapse. 31 games
and then
without a win, all the way through to January 2021. And finally, while we were watching the Fulham game, we were following it.
Check the stats. And what I said, to be honest, I said it first, since everybody else, you will know it. I said to Tim, yes, it was a Kolasinac effect.
Oh, fuck off.
And after that, you see the media going on as well. But to my opinion, of course, he struggled in Arsenal and whatever, but he's a native Schalke boy, basically, you know? So it's different for him, like more emotionally as well. And that's why he can push the other guys to the limits.
He came in captain straight away. First game, captain.
And he will, from his attitude, he was in Schalke before that.
Yeah.
In Arsenal, at the beginning, he was quite alright, you know, did a decent job. Afterwards, we have so many top players at Arsenal as well, so you just disappear maybe when you are not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Schalke, he has a...
Özil.
let's not go into that. Yeah, and it's a subject for another.
Disappear when you're not good
another
enough,
channel.
mate.
Yeah. Yeah, and he can have. It's like an emotional leader. You know, it's not about how good you play. Right now, you just try to survive.
Yeah.
It's not about how you play.
Yeah.
It's about the attitude, the body language, you know,
Yeah,
the passion.
definitely.
And he's the one who brings this.
Yeah.
By himself. And when the other guy sees this,
Yeah.
because before that, the whole squad, I didn't see anybody who could do that.
Yeah.
You know, because in my opinion, the squad was at the beginning of the season was not good enough to be an average, maybe barely an average Bundesliga football club. Yeah, but Schalke didn't know that apparently. They thought they could maybe compete for the European places.
Because the history suggests they are
yeah, but
European.
I don't know. When I saw just the names who are playing, who are
Yeah.
the transfers, and who are which people left the club, and so on.
Wasn't good, mate.
Yeah, but when you, and this week wouldn't even happen when you just say at the club, okay, we need like a few years to process. When we go down, it is what it is. Yeah, when you see yourself as what you are, you wouldn't have winless for 31 games. You know.
You're saying they thought they were too good for what they actually are.
Yeah, they have, because the whole media landscape in Schalke is like, you can even compare it to England. Of course, England is another level, but especially in Schalke, there's so much media attention, so much talking around people. Even the fans have a saying on like meetings with the team and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of pressure from outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
And 31 winless games.
Finally got the win though.
Yeah.
And then the 4 points from safety. To be fair, like after not winning 31 games, the one win and a draw, and they're
to be
safe.
honest, I never thought, even after the drought, I never thought they're gonna get relegated. It was never in my mind.
You still thought it would click on.
Yeah, but not because I'm a Schalke supporter, but I just thought when they start winning, they will start having confidence again.
And when
because
Kolasinac came, you thought that's
finally
it.
they realized what they are, not a European team. To compete for the European places, because it took 31 games, obviously, to realize that. Yeah. So now you have Kolasinac. He's an emotional leader. You know, you need in a survival battle for the relegation, you need someone like that.
He's the kind of guy who will come into the changing room and be like, "Guys, this is my club."
It is. Yeah. Because it's not like someone from outside who has no clue about Schalke.
Exactly. He
That's
feels
the
it.
thing. Yeah.
He feels it.
Yeah. That's why I think they're gonna get to the secure.
Hopefully, mate.
Yeah.
4 points is not. It's not unachievable.
It's nothing.
Matthew Hopper scored 3 goals. First American to score a hat-trick in the Bundesliga. It's impressive when you think of players like Pulisic have played there to score a hat-trick. And I think it was, he didn't even play that many games this season. He's a young lad.
He don't even play on a regular basis in the under-23 squad.
Mad.
In the Regionalliga.
And he comes in and bangs a hat-trick.
But I think that is a credit to the coach, because he saw his squad, what he had there, then what the youth is doing, like the under-23 squad is the fourth tier, basically.
Yeah.
And he tried to mix things up, because what you have to lose. You didn't win 31 games with the squad you have, so just give me an 18-year-old striker from there.
He'll play next game.
You know what I mean? So, but you need coaches who are confident enough to do it. You know, to brave enough to just, come on guys, what we should do? We try to mix things up, try to have because young guys are always a little bit more motivated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They want to break into the team.
And they don't have the streak in mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have the
play.
31 streak in mind then, you know? Yeah, it's a good thing. I hope he can continue to perform well.
That's about it,
Let's
mate.
See. Okay.
You enjoy that?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good fun, mate.
Well?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. I hope you as well.
Yeah. Look, guys, if you happen to stumble across this video, let us know if you have any feedback, or if you enjoyed it, or if you had any thoughts or any things you want us to talk about next time. We'll put our Instagram names up so you can send us a message if you want to, or write in the comments if you find the video, and let us know if you enjoyed it or not.
Yeah, if you like it and you want to see more, you can hit the subscribe button.
Don't forget, like and subscribe. But from me, Tim, from yourself, Kai, it's been a pleasure. And
thank you very much.
Thank you
Tim.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you for watching, guys, and stay safe, and hopefully see you on the next one.
Okay. See you soon.
Cheers.